I am back again because we felt that the way our conversation ended, it didn't quite do justice to all the thoughts and points we wanted to put out. So we decided we would condense our thoughts and most of the conversation into a few talking points here and hopefully wrap it up a lot better than we managed to do in the last one. If you are not aware of what I'm talking about, I was in conversation with Lebo earlier, and we were talking art and the necessity that it is to life and living and being and humans. I could go on with the ends here, but I'm going to let Lebo introduce herself just one more quick time, just for all those who didn't manage to watch the previous interview that we had. Lebu, please do take it away. So that was so TV presenter of me, but please take it away.
Yes. Wow. Thank you, my friend. I'm Lebo, Lebo Poon. Um, yeah, I'm a passionate South African woman. I'm an artist, poet, writer. I love all things art. I'm crazy about reading. I'm crazy about painting. Painting gives me so much peace. And I'm at my happiest when I'm just sitting and composing music on the piano or just playing myself to better emotions, getting myself the piano, as I said, and I love to write and paint. Pretty much in a nutshell, I think that's all about it. I do love to dance, but I don't say it a lot. Yeah.
So Lebu is our artist extraordinaire of the day. We are just going to jump right quick into it because technology has a way of doing its thing. Um, Before it does its thing, let's get some points out. We spoke quite extensively on the necessity, how necessary artists are to life, and the fact that we as artists take on ourselves this responsibility to go through the hell that other people are not willing to go through, and then encapsulate that experience and the essence of those experiences into this body of work that um, hopefully helps other people through that same exact space. So maybe the first point we can go through is that that authentic and honest and vulnerable nature that comes with being an artist. Can you speak to that?
Uh, Also, like I'm thinking back to what you said. It's not that some people aren't willing to go through what they should go through, but they aren't able to go through. They don't have the language. Sometimes, they just don't know how to communicate what it is exactly that they are feeling. And that's where we come in sometimes, or most of the time. That's where we come in and we are able to give voice to what they couldn't say or what they couldn't express, right? You're able to so that that is also another way of just being able to touch people with your work. If you're not willing to be vulnerable as an artist, then it means you're not willing to help someone else, you know, get what they need. Because everyone needs something at the end of the day. And the the normal person, well, what's normal these days actually, but other people feel that they need the language for what it is that is the it for them that they can't name that is inside them. And with the artist, they feel that they're burdened by the it because the it constantly wants them to be vulnerable, you know, and just yeah, and put a face to it or name it or just express it in some way, shape, or form. Coming out, and once it's out, you have no way of really controlling how it makes the other person also kind of just take it in and decode it.
Put there. Um, it's it's as you put it in the previous conversation that we had. It's the burden of being an artist. We have a unique and again burdened lens on the world that prevents us from seeing something wrong, something off, something peculiar, an anomaly, and not address it. We have an inability to do that. And we spoke to some length earlier about the impact that art has had on culture, the impact that it's had on society, on in the economic space, and all of that. Would you like to share some more thoughts on that, or maybe even just the same thoughts to reiterate for those who didn't get the chance to listen into that part of the conversation?
So earlier we talked a little bit about the Nina Simons of the time, the Baldwins,
Mm, mm,
of the time, the Ray Charleses and the Bob Marleys, and we can add another name to that list, to the Lucky Dubes of this world.
mm,
And a lot of these, music royalties or even just art extraordinaire people, like we've lost a lot of them.
mm,
They're all, either all late, but we have other artists that have been able to also just come in and fill that gap, right, brilliantly so. The Tandiswa Mazwais of this world, the Zoe Mudihas of this world.
mm.
And
Yeah,
some of these artists, whether international,
yeah.
a very authenticity and just how artists see the world in a way that no one else can. You know, when you look at some of the writings of Hemingway back in the day, even Baldwin, and you look at some young poets of this day, and my one of my special people as well, like it is my publisher, Miss Nkateko Masinga. She is just on some other kind of level. When you read her work, there's this angst, with which she writes, that you can't help but think of how, another person who's actually the character in that piece is really going through it. You feel like you were the character. You feel like you stabbed, or knifed. That there's this one particular poem that says we are all that's the sin in my blackness. We are all widows. That mama, I will never in all my life, in all my days, forget about that poem. And she's got many others that are just as deep, but there's something about it that I connected with. And no matter how many times I read it, over and over, I feel like I'm a new widow, you know? And that's what art is able to do. It just forces you to engage with it on a very deep and emotional and personal level, that if it doesn't do what it should, then is it really art? Is it really artistic? Because that is how many of us define art: the ability of it to move you, the ability of it to impact you, to make you think about something, you know and differently to what you thought it was, or to challenge you, or to make you seek the help that you need to seek. it really helps a lot, us staying afloat when we meet with other artworks.
That is quite accurate. That art comes into our internal space and it points fingers at things that we might not necessarily want to be spoken about. And like I mentioned earlier, we are the brave ones, the ones who decide to go through hell. We are also, in that same breath, the broken ones. Shout out to Lebu there on the broken ones. But we truly are. And I say that to bring some attention again to the conversation that I had yesterday with one of my friends who was on, who mentioned to me, who said something along the drift of how, because I was being vulnerable and opening up about a certain situation that I had, or maybe I had in the past opened up about a situation that I was going through that I was still navigating and trying to figure out. And she finally brought herself to asking yesterday, like, how is it that, despite the fact that you give such insight or such thought leadership, you still struggle with whatever this or that other thing. And I mentioned to her that being a thought leader or providing some insight into situations does not necessarily say that I have it all figured out. It's more along the lines of, and this is true of all leadership. It says these are the strengths that I have, and I'm going to share those strengths with you to assist you, or rather to empower you in whatever weakness you currently have. Because even as leaders, every single leader has that one person or a few people that they go to in their times of weakness that give them strength. I myself have a couple of mentors who supplement whichever pieces or parts of me are um, not up to par. Let's put it that way, right? And with that, I wanted to segue into this idea of art coming into like artists and our relationship with our internal space and how much navigating that, how heavy navigating that internal space is, despite how beautiful. Let me maybe condense the question. In spite of and despite of the fact that we produce such marvels, such beautiful pieces, right? Can you speak to the darkness out of which all of that is birthed? It seems, again, history has repeated itself here. But nonetheless, I'm glad that Lebu got to say the bits and pieces that she managed to, and I'm glad that we managed to have her in conversation. As I wrap it up again here, these beautiful T-shirts are going to be out pretty soon. I will give you all the information on where you can grab yourself one, and I tell you, let me stand up a bit so that you can see the whole of it. Like it's quite a good fit. It's quite a good fit. But yeah, they're gonna be out pretty soon, and I'll let you know. I'm still. Oh, look at that! This time around, Lebu's back. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to switch over to your screen. I believe you're back. I was condensing my question to ask you about the fact that can you speak to the fact that in spite of and despite the fact that we as artists produce such beautiful marvels and pieces, can you speak to the darkness and the brokenness out of which that that beauty comes out of? Mm,
In one body. And most of the time, most of the time you have to dig way deeper, and get past all the ugly first before you get to the beauty. And it's hectic because sometimes even your very gift sometimes to you presents itself as something that's not quite attractive, something that's not quite aesthetically pleasing, and you just can't understand why that is. But I've gone through it, and I've spoken with so many other friends of mine that have gone through the very same thing. It's oh, it's hard to even have the language for it because the very thing that's beautiful to someone else, you know, is painful for you. But yeah, but it was necessary, for you to release that, if only just for that one person who finds it beautiful. No matter how much it ate you up inside, to be able to just face it, because we need to face it. And I think that's why I believe artists are so courageous. You know, every single day when you're able to tap into that part of you that you don't want to look at. But that is where the beauty is. Right there where it's ugly. That's the beauty is. Right there where you feel are the most weaknesses that you have. Is in fact is in fact where you might that's where you may be able to confront some of your demons when you actually face it, and bring it out to the surface, you know, and just spit it. And after you do that, that's why maybe to somebody else, it looks like, oh my gosh, that is remarkable, that is brilliant. And you're sitting there thinking, what? Do you know the hell that go through, get that out there? But that is just the heaviness of, and the courage of being an artist, because that brokenness that you speak of is actually the beauty. That's actually what you need to value, what you need to treasure above all. It's hard to say, it's hard to believe in, you know, but that's what allows you to know yourself more and more. And say, you know what, I love all the ugly about me, all the shapes that look odd and I don't quite like, but I love it anyway, right? Oh my god, because all those scars are actually what are very beautiful at the end of the day when they come out as expressed art.
So beautifully put there, like well said. If I couldn't say it any better myself, actually. Well said, really. As we segue with this bit of like just sharing the brokenness and sharing the pain, um, as we head towards the back end of our conversation here, I wanted to see if you could treat our people who are listening in here today with any or your favorite piece from your book, the Broken Ones, and hopefully someone can, as you were saying earlier, draw some solace, some healing, or anything that they could draw from it really is a positive. So if you are okay with sharing with us, I will leave the floor to you for you to share.
Well, I don't have a favorite. Yeah, I don't have a favorite piece because every piece is different and it communicates something different to everyone, and then to me, the author. But I will share a poem titled Hope is the Thing That Digs Into You. And I love it because it feels like, when I wrote it, especially, but also when I hear it back, it feels like you're peeling an onion, layers of an onion, more and more you're shedding off. And yeah, anyway, let me just get into it and not try to explain it. You can't explain poetry, right? But this one is called Hope is the Thing That Digs Into You. Hope is the thing that digs into the house. To make a house for you to hide out in, for you to hide out in. The outside is too much. Hope is the thing that digs into you to save you, lest you sleep in the grave without ever meeting this thing.
There's no more. Oh, I was expecting more. Oh, damn.
Don't die yet. Yeah.
I was waiting for more. I was so captivated by it, waiting for more, waiting for more. Thank you very much for sharing, really. Thank you so much for sharing, and I'm hopeful that someone drew some hope, and it dug into them after that beautiful piece there. Look, Lebu, it has been quite the pleasure, quite the joy being in conversation with you, especially after so many years, and most of it being my fault, and also some of it being the fact that you decided to jet off to the other side of the world. But we'll have that conversation some other time. But yeah, any any other words, any final thoughts that you'd like to share as we wrap this up here?
Oh, yeah. Always look out for the artist, look out for any artist and show them some love in any simple way that you can. Art is so profound, and the healing powers of music are so profound. There are scientists out there who have, shown so much like research, and like I think that have shown evidence is what I want to say on the healing powers of music. People have come out of comas. People have come out of, you know, um, illnesses like dementia and forgetfulness and things like that, just from being sung to. Uh, Expecting a child sing to them, yeah, if you're able to share a space with them, sing to them, it's amazing. I actually heard about a story in one of the African countries of beautiful Africa, and there's a story about how a child before they're born, they're actually sung to like a specific song by either parent, the dad, or the mother, and this is a song that welcomes the child into life. So when they're born, this is their special song, and they're able to actually be familiar with the song and recognize the tune when they're born, and it helps even with labor pains. Apparently, it's very profound. But yeah, all I want to say is sometimes we are down and out as artists, and we also lose our voices. And the whole world looks to artists to say something. I remember during COVID. It was so hectic when everyone wanted to listen to one song that will just keep them going, and everyone wanted the artist to, but we couldn't perform, we couldn't play, and we too. We all have social beings, we need to interact. So let's all show each other some love, but let's do it in a very real and authentic way.
Let's, let's show each other love, and let's do it in a real and authentic way. I wanted to maybe also just, as we close out, just what are you working on currently that you're looking to share? Maybe if you do have anything that you're working on that you're looking to share, um, go ahead and plug yourself as hard as you can here.
I will actually be launching my website very soon. I'm very, very proud of this work. Yeah, it all came together very beautifully. I've got a team back home that's been helping me do that. So I'll be launching my website very soon, and that's where everything will be in, like from books to merch. I'll be doing something as well, printing t-shirts under the Broken Ones banner, and I'll be um, kind of running a series of usually can buy some of my artworks on the site. So everything is just in one package. So I'll be launching that very soon. And I'll let everybody know how to get the t-shirts for the Broken Ones t-shirts, how to get anything that has my name on it, but it's not even for my name. It's about a message that I want to communicate that, make it a point to not stay broken. Yeah.
make make it a point to not stay broken. On that note, I think that is the best and strongest point out of everything that we have had here in conversation. I think that is one thing to hold on to. Make it a point not to stay broken. There's a choice there. There is a choice there. Look, it again has been a pleasure having you in conversation, and I'm going to hopefully let everyone know as soon as that website is up. I'll let them know where to find it. But yeah, again, for everyone who's listened in up to this point, I hope that you have drawn some value from this, and I hope that the um, immense power that art holds for transformation is it's a bit more apparent to you, and I hope you explore, even if you are not the best painter, explore the experience of painting, and you'll realize that it will change your life. Those are my thoughts. Make it a point not to stay broken, and listen, create something today. Just be bare today. To plug myself there, these beautiful t-shirts are going to be out very soon, and the experience that we're going to be having, the musical experience, I will keep updating you as to how things are going, and any information that comes up I will make sure to share it with you all. But nonetheless, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for listening in, and I will see you in the next one, because my name is Falu, and yes,